Welcome in and thanks for joining us for another edition of TPI Talk. My name is Scott Hardy, and today we have the opportunity and pleasure to discuss one of the biggest events to hit our area in quite some time, which is the Elite B.A.S.S Series tournament, the kickoff here, and we're here with Eric Lopez with B.A.S.S, a representative for them. So Eric, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. So before we begin, could you just give some insight as to what your role is with the organization, how that impacts how things operate during the tournament?
Sure. Well, in terms of how they operate, that's my title. I'm the director of event operations. So it's basically everything minus the fishing side. So my counterpart is the tournament director. He puts on the actual fishing component, making sure that there's rules, regulations. I take care of everything else. So, and coordinate all the other components. If people show up, they'll see that there's a large expo there. All of our sponsors are there. So that's all on my team, working with crowd management, flow, the TV side. Everything we're doing is filmed for ESPN. So bringing all those logistics together. So if you go to a football game, to put it in those terms, everything except what takes place on the field of play falls somewhere under one of my umbrellas.
Gotcha. And so we're very excited here in Alexander City in the Lake Martin area to be able to host this event. But with only 9 tournaments throughout the Elite Series season, what does it mean for an area like Alex City to be able to host this event?
We think it's a huge deal, so that's why we're excited to be here and thankful. There's special attention for this event because it's getting our season going. This is tournament 1, game 1. So people have been waiting. They've been antsy all year, or all winter, I should say, wanting to see what's going to happen this season. So we're excited to debut the season in Alex City, a new location for us. There's going to be hundreds of thousands of people watching online on Bassmaster Live on Friday, what's happening on the water, and then of course there'll be the ESPN show that airs. So there'll be national attention brought to Lake Martin. So whether you like attention or not, get ready because it's coming.
And in terms of what this could do from an economic impact standpoint, typically what do you see a community our size, how does that impact things financially for them?
That's the magic question. So we don't have exact numbers to quantify that. We have ranges, but that easily could be anywhere in the 1.2 to 1.5, upwards of pushing the $2 million number from an economic impact standpoint. We have over 100 competitors that are here. We have a staff of over 65 that have been brought in here. All of their family members are here. There's guests that are coming. We're broadcasting from a hotel right now. Everyone needs a place to stay. They're all eating multiple meals a day. They're all getting fuel. They're all shopping. I've been in town 2 days. I've been to the store 4 times. And everyone who I just mentioned is doing the exact same. So we are bringing hundreds and hundreds of people to town, upwards of 6 or 7 days long. So you add all that up, that's easily in the millions. So there's significant impact. And then you have the show that's going to air down the road. There'll be the trickle-down effect. So that's the indirect spending that I'm not even including in that number. Once that show airs, people will say, hey, I want to fish where whoever the champ is who wins, I want to fish that body of water. So it's going to continue long to come.
Gotcha. And so as I mentioned previously, there's only 9 only 9 sites that we have the opportunity to host a tournament. So what goes into the process of site selection?
Sure, that's a very common question that we get. We can't go to every town. We get a lot of, why aren't you in our area? I just mentioned all the people that we're bringing to town. A city, a location needs that infrastructure in place. We need the ability to house all these people. They need to eat, they need to get fuel. So sometimes if a town doesn't have all those amenities, it may be too small for us to be there. So there's a significant infrastructure, access to an airport. We have several airports that are in driving distance from here to be able to get all of our sponsors, because we have a lot of our national level sponsors that are flying in their staffs to work the expo this weekend. We also need an engaged either city council or Convention and Visitors Bureau, one of those agencies who wants to work on our behalf and let all the businesses know that we're in town and try to rally the community to get behind the event, because we want to go where we're welcomed. So when you take a look at markets that have all those components, we'll talk to them, and as you know, we've been speaking with you guys for a couple of years, and if the feeling is mutual that we're wanted and we want to go there because the fishing looks good, then hopefully it's a match made in heaven, which is what this is gearing up to.
Gotcha. So again, we're here with Eric Lopez, a representative with B.A.S.S. And so Eric, the fishermen I think started to come in on Sunday, maybe or Monday. Yep. So is that when the practice time begins for them?
Yes. So the water always goes off off limits several months prior to the event, so anyone who lives locally doesn't have that competitive advantage. So official practice begins Monday, so they've been out there, rain or shine. They've been out there today in the rain, learning the lake, reading the lake. For some of them, they've been on this lake hundreds and hundreds of times. For others, this is their first time. But again, no one's been able to be on it for the past several weeks, so it's always different based on weather. So everyone's been out there as of Monday.
And you spoke about having a fisherman or fishermen that have been able to fish on Lake Martin hundreds of times, and we had the distinct pleasure to call one of our own, Greg Vinson, one of the better fishermen in the state and obviously nationally, to be able to compete in this event. Do you think that he has any type of advantage, obviously with him being representative of Lake Martin?
If anything, he has additional pressure. Because everyone's going to think, well, he knows exactly what to do. And we have enough history, the company's been around for 50 years, to know that doesn't always pay off. These are the best of the best when it comes to the world of fishing. So he has a lot of pressure to excel, because the expectation in other people's minds is that he's going to just go out there and get them. But that's not always the case. Again, he hasn't been allowed to be on the water for months. So everyone who's familiar with the sport knows that things change. The weather affects things, growth patterns, different things like that. So it's even though he's familiar with the lake, it's really new to him, the spawning season, how that's affecting things. So it's it's to a certain extent a newer body of water because he hasn't been on it. So we'll see how he does, but it's not common that the local person always does the best.
And you spoke about an engagement level within the community. For those that are interested in maybe going to watch some of the action itself, what's all involved with that, some of the events that will be taking place for them to be able to do so?
Sure. One of the more common questions again is, how do you watch or how do you spectate a fishing tournament? So Bassmaster Live is something that we have where people can go online starting Friday morning to watch. We'll have live from the water action. But for those that are local here, we'll have an expo starting Saturday and Sunday. The weigh-ins, of course, start on Thursday at 2:45. So we invite people to come out Thursday and Friday at 2:45 for those weigh-ins, and that's when they'll bring the fish across the stage. On Saturday, all of our sponsors will be set up. They'll be out there around lunchtime showing off all their products. And then the anglers who don't make the cut on Friday, who get whittled down, will be working the expo, and fans will be able to interact with them as well. But we'll have a jumbotron there. We'll be showing footage of what happened on the water. But if you want to see what happened on the water itself, our website, bassmaster.com, is the best place to go. You want to get up close and personal with the anglers. If you're local, come on out to Wind Creek State Park.
And you talked about a payout for the fishermen. So what's at stake for the winner on Sunday, and ultimately in September when the series ends, or the season ends rather, what's on the line at that point?
Well, there's a lot at stake for both of those. The top prize is $100,000 to the winner, who has the highest weight over 4 days. So that will be the Alex City Elite Series champ. But there's also a point series that's going on, and it's getting started right here. So there are 9 events, as you mentioned. That last event, the 10th, is the Toyota Angler of the Year tournament, which a lot of the anglers consider the most coveted prize in bass fishing because it represents the most consistent angler, the one who has performed time and time again throughout the course of the year. So they're all accumulating those points. So even though there's a monetary prize associated with that, everyone wants to be crowned the Angler of the Year.
Absolutely. Well, Eric, we sincerely appreciate you sitting down with us for a little bit, and hopefully we'll be able to do what's required on our end to make sure you guys come back. But we wish all of the anglers good luck, especially our very own Greg Benson. But thank you guys for choosing Alex City, and hopefully again we'll be doing everything on our part to ensure that we're able to host it again, and hope you guys have a great week. But Eric, thanks again.
Thank you for having us. We're excited.
Yes, sir. This has been another edition of TPI Talk. My name is Scott Hardy. See you next time.